What is the subject? Good job. The subject is the word we. We is a plural personal pronoun. So, since it's a plural subject, of course it takes the simple plural form of the verb. And what is the verb? Fantastic! The verb is the word ride. Okay? Now let's proceed to number 3 sentence. My mom and I spend a lot of time together. Once again, my mom and I spend a lot of time together. Your time starts now. Time is up. So, let's analyze number 3 sentence. What are the subjects? How many subjects are there? Very good. The subjects are my mom and I. There are 2 subjects. Now, what is the verb in the sentence? Very good. The verb is the word spend. Mom and I is a plural subject, so it takes the plural verb spend. Alright? Okay, let's proceed to number 4 sentence. We play games, bake cookies, make necklaces, and draw doodle tricks. Once again, we play games, bake cookies, make necklaces, and draw doodle tricks. Your time starts now. Time is up. Okay, let's analyze the number 4 sentence. What is the subject? Good job. The subject is the word we. Again, we is a plural personal pronoun and it is a plural subject. So, therefore, the verb must agree in number. Since it is a plural subject, of course, it takes a plural verb. Now, what is the verb? You got it right. The verb is the word play. Okay? Now, let's proceed to the last item. I love how she joked around. Once again, I love how she joked around. Your time starts now. Time is up. Alright, let's analyze number 5 sentence. What is the subject in the sentence? Great! The subject is the word I. I is a pronoun first person. Now, what is the verb? Great! The verb is the word love. You will be wondering, kids, why the verb love does not end with S. Take note, class, that the pronoun I and you always takes a plural verb. This is an exception to the rule. We will not say, I loves how she joked, or you loves you, mother. So, the sentence is very awkward, right? So, always remember, kids, that I and you takes the simple plural form of the verb. So, therefore, kids, always remember the general rule of subject-verb agreement is that Singular subject takes a singular verb, the S form of the verb. Plural subject takes a plural verb. The verb does not end with S. And to know more about subject-verb agreement, let us observe agreement of subject-verb in inverted sentences. As we all know, that a verb must agree with each subject in number. A subject counted as one is a singular in number. Of course, it takes a singular verb. A subject counted as more than one is plural. Of course, it takes a plural verb. Sometimes, the subject of the sentence comes after the verb. In this case, the sentence is inverted or turned around. When the sentence is in inverted order, the subject and the verb still must agree with each other in number. So kids, let's take a look at these sentences and notice the italicized words. The italicized words in the sentence are the subject of the sentences, while the underlined words are the verbs. Okay, let's start with number 1. All together, let us read. Resting inside the cafe is a native python. Let's analyze. What is the italicized word here? Good job. The italicized word is the word python. And how about the underlined word? Or the verb in a sentence? Very good. The verb is the word is. So what have you noticed of the subject? Great. The subject comes after the verb is. Alright? Okay, let's proceed to number 2 sentence. All together, let us read. There are many rare birds found in the aviary. Once again, there are many rare birds found in the aviary. Alright, what is the subject? Great! The subject is the word birds. And how about the verb? Very good! The verb is the linking verb are. This time, again, the subject comes after the verb are. Alright, now let's proceed to the next number. Here is the list of animals found in the zoo. Once again, here is the list of animals found in the zoo. Alright, let's analyze. What is the subject? Good job! The subject is the word list. And how about the verb? Fantastic! The verb is the linking verb is. Again, the subject comes after the verb. Notice that each of the subjects comes after the verb. Nevertheless, the verb and the subject still agree with each other in terms of number. For us to understand more, let us study the table on page 9 of your module. So kids, here's the table. We have there column 1, subject, column 2, number, column 3, verb, and we have the fourth column, number. In the first row, the subject there is the word flower. Flower is singular in number, so it takes a singular verb is. Now we have children. Children there is the subject, so it is plural in number. And of course, it takes a plural verb are. Now we have des. Des is singular in number. Of course, it takes singular verb is. That's it. So I hope learners, you are now knowledgeable on the subject-verb agreement. So, learners, always remember, nouns used as subjects are either singular or plural in number. A verb agrees with its subject and its number. Subjects in inverted sentences come after the verb. A subject and a verb still must agree with each other in number even when the sentence is in inverted order. For us to understand why we encounter group of words in the rule of subject-verb agreement, kids, let us find out. These are intervening phrase. What is intervening phrase? It is a group of words, not a complete sentence, that is added between the subject and verb of a sentence. Intervening phrase often use prepositions such as the word to, for, with, including, and together. When these words are added to a phrase, it is often referred to as an intervening clause. Intervening phrases and clauses do not affect the subject-verb agreement. Remember that the basic rule of subject-verb agreement simply teaches us to always make your subject and verb agree with each other in number. Thus, a singular subject must take a singular verb and a plural subject must take a plural verb. Now, learners, let us study the examples. All together, let us read number 1. Linda, one of my good friends, visits Manila every year. Once again, Linda, one of my good friends, visits Manila every year. Alright, let's analyze. What is the subject? Good, the subject is Linda. And how about the verb? Very good. The verb is the word visits. Now, what do we call the words that is between the subject and the verb? Great! These are the intervening phrase. Remember, the intervening phrase do not affect the subject and verb agreement. Disregard the intervening word or phrase and proceed applying the subject-verb agreement. Again, we are only focusing on the subject and the verb. Okay? Now let's proceed to number 2 sentence. All together, let us read. Anna, along with her family, enjoys the beach. Once again, Anna, along with her family, enjoys the beach. So let us check the subject and the verb. Now, what is the subject? Good. The subject is Anna and it takes a singular verb. The verb is the word enjoys. So again, what do we call the phrases or the words between the subject and the verb? Very good. They are intervening phrases. Again, they do not affect the subject-verb agreement. So again, disregard those phrases. So now let's proceed to number 3. Everybody, let us read. The children, together with Jane, play baseball every day. Once again, the children, together with Jane, play baseball every day. Alright, what is the subject? Great! The subject is the word children. So, since it's a plural subject, it takes a plural verb, play. Very good. Again, The words or the phrases between the subject and the verb are intervening phrases. Mislead. No, do not be affected with that. Disregard those phrases because we are only focusing on the subject and the verb. Alright? So in here, the highlighted phrases are the intervening phrases. They come between the subject and the verb. These intervening phrases do not affect the agreement of the subject and verb. The italicized words are the subjects of the sentence and the underlined words are the verbs. Okay? So kids, let us study another table. We have here the first column, the subject, the second column, the intervening phrases, the third column is the verb, and the fourth is the number. For the first row, Linda is the subject, and the intervening phrases, one of my good friends. Of course, since it's a singular subject, it takes singular verb visits. Now let's go to the next row. The subject is the word Anna, and the intervening phrases, along with her family. Of course, it takes a singular verb since it is a singular subject. So the verb is singular in number. The verb is the word enjoys. And the last we have children. Children is plural in form. The intervening phrases there is together with dream. Of course, it takes a plural verb. The verb is play. Now, learners, remember, do not let intervening phrases in a sentence mislead or confuse you when applying the rule of subject-verb agreement. Another one, disregard the intervening words or phrase when following subject-verb agreement rule, and the verb agrees with its subject, not with any modifiers the subject may have. Turn your module on page 10. Let's do activity 3. Directions. Choose the appropriate verb for the following sentences. Underline the correct answer. You are given 5 seconds to answer. If you hear this sound, that means time is up. Okay? Let's begin. Sentence number 1. My parents, as well as my cousin, goes to the party. Once again, my parents, as well as my